Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this SME Assembly session about the Enterprise Europe Network and its success stories. We have a very interactive session today. So, as you see in the room, we are a very small amount of people. How we have decided to structure this session, I will explain to you now, and then I will explain how the session will run a little bit, also for the online participants to know who are following us from home. So, first of all, my name is Alberto Valenzano. I'm team leader at the Director General for Internal Market and Industry, Entrepreneurship and SMEs of the European Commission, and I'm responsible for the team working on the Enterprise Europe Network at the European Commission. But today with me, I'm surrounded by our EEN experts, so I will introduce them to you. We have two round tables. Can I please ask the audience indeed to sit in these two tables? This is where the session will run. So I was saying I have four EEN experts together with me today. On the right side, on my right side, there is a table covering several topics, access to finance and sustainability mainly. And at this table you will meet Montse Guerrero, who is our expert on sustainability. She works for she's an innovation and project consultant in the Industry Association of Navarra, and she chairs the EEN working group on sustainability topic. And in front of her you will see Raffaella Bruzzone, who is a senior expert in new policies at the Chamber of Commerce of Genoa in Italy, and she's the chair of the EEN working group working on access to finance services. On the other side of the room, on my left side, you will see there's another roundtable covering two topics, single market and research and innovation. And at that table we have two hosts. We have Alexander Lau, who is head of unit for European policy, trade and trade policy at the Chamber of Commerce of Munich and Upper Bavaria, who's our expert in single market, and he chairs the EEN expert group on single market issues. And then in front of him we have Michael Kerschbaumer, who's a senior consultant for research and development and innovation at the Steering Agency for Economic Development in Austria, and he's our EEN expert and chair of the EEN working group on research and innovation. So how it's going to work today, it's a very interactive session. It has a little bit of a word cafe format, more or less. So we have two round tables. I will give 20 minutes for a first round, and in this 20 minutes you will have time to talk with our expert. They will explain to you what the Enterprise Europe Network does for SMEs in the areas that belong to your table, and they will also be able to reply to any of your questions, and you will be able also to ask them, you know, what exactly the EEN does. If you have any curiosity, if you have any doubts or whatever, you can ask them, and they will explain to you how the EEN works a little bit in these areas. And then we will do a second round table, so the people who are sitting on this table can go to the other table and explore the other topics, and vice versa. Because I know that maybe not all of you are familiar with what the EEN is and what the EEN does, we have prepared a very short presentation for you to at least have a snapshot of what the EEN is and does. And this presentation will be given by my colleague Muriel Degrand, who is head of sector at EISMEA, which is the European Union Agency for Small and Medium Enterprise and the European Innovation Council. So I think I will give the floor to Muriel for the presentation.
Okay, you hear me? Okay, thank you very much. So effectively, I will give you really an overview about what it is Enterprise Europe Network. So first, we are the world's largest support network for innovative SMEs with international ambition. Every single day, thanks to the network's expertise, we have 835 small companies get help to innovate and grow internationally. Under 12 enterprises benefit from in-depth, tailored advice. 525 companies receive specialized guidance and training sessions. And 5 companies sign partnering agreements. And to this end, we are very proud to reach a 92% client satisfaction. The network with figures. The network consists of more than 450 organizations and is active from more than 40 countries with a representation in all the EU regions. We work with a budget of around 164.5 million for each 3-year project period. On this slide, you can see the geographical presence of the EEN worldwide. As previously said, we have the EEN represented in the whole Europe. But we have also signed grant agreement with several associated countries who have signed an associate cooperation with the Single Market Program, and we have currently still negotiation with this country to join the network. And furthermore, we have also cooperation agreements with 17 international network partners, and we are aiming to increase this number by launching very soon the final call for our EEN international partners. Here you can see, for example, of course, the EU 27 countries. For example, in associated countries, we have the Balkans countries, we have Turkey, and for international countries, we have the United States, we have the UK, etc. The network approach. How does the EEN help and support the SMEs? Our network approach consists of 3 different pillars. Our first important pillar is the client-centric approach, meaning that we place our client needs at the heart of the network's mission. Secondly, we offer tailored services to our clients, and we provide support to businesses at any stage of their growth path. Last but not least, we rely on the expertise of our international advisors. They have all the experience and resources to help the businesses thrive. Our network organization have a lot of expertise on hand to help businesses in different fields. As you can see, the network enhances SMEs' potential to innovate, grow, and develop new products, services, and business models. They help SMEs in their transition to more sustainable business models. They empower SMEs by building up their business resilience to future challenges. They help SMEs navigate EU legislations, rules, and formalities and address the single market obstacles. They help SMEs to find the right business partner worldwide. They help SMEs tailor digital solutions to their business needs. They support SMEs to help them access international markets and business opportunities. They provide advice on EU funding, instruments, and other financial support tools. Yes, in order to fully help and support our clients, the network has defined area of expertise and therefore create sector and thematic groups. We have 15 sector groups which are actively working in 15 specific topics which have been aligned with the industrial ecosystem. Its activities are client-oriented and aims to connect with ecosystem stakeholders and provide policy feedback. Furthermore, we have 10 thematic groups which are aligned to the network activities and priorities. Also, these groups are client-oriented and made for capacity-building activities. The groups have contact with thematic stakeholders and provide policy also feedback. Then the network composition. The network is composed of different bodies. We have specialized and private public bodies. We have regional governments or development innovation agencies. We have the economic chambers. We have research institutes and science parks and professional association. To make the public aware of the EEN and all the ecosystem of the SMEs, we are communicating the network via different channels. We have, of course, the social media, such as LinkedIn and Facebook. We have a public website. We have different network blogs. We have a lot of success stories. And we have also the publication of different thematic animations. But we also attach importance to work together with other networks and stakeholders. As a network, we do this by coordinating of regional perspective to provide better services to our local partners and clients. We're fostering synergy with all what it is regional, national, and European businesses support ecosystem to better support the SMEs. And we are working in very close collaboration with the key stakeholder, other EU programs and initiatives. So thank you. That was my presentation and to give you a first overview of what it is, the Enterprise Europe Network. Thank you.
Thank you, Muriel, for the presentation. I hope this has given you at least a taste of it, but now I think it's time to dig a little bit deeper, and then you can now discuss at the roundtables with our EEN experts. I just want to mention that we've also been joined by Federica Leonetti, who's an internationalization expert at the Chamber of Union Camere Piemonte in Italy, and she is our expert on internationalization. So, she's co-chairing the EEN working group or thematic group, like Muriel mentioned. Now you know what a thematic group is on internationalization issues. So, my idea now is that we open the tables. So, I will give the word to our expert, and you can discuss directly with them now. And I will tell you more or less in 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, that the time is over, and then we can start the second table, as I said before, and we can. The participants are able to switch table and discuss the other topics with the other table. So the floor is yours now. Thanks. This is the advantage of having small sessions, with small tables, that you can actually chat and you can actually discuss and not just sit and listen. I know it's very interesting, but unfortunately we have to wrap up because indeed they're going to cut us soon. So, I wanted to use the last 10 minutes to have a bit of wrap up and maybe get some takeaways from the different tables. What I would suggest is that maybe we can start from the host tables if we want, and maybe each host can give me 2 main takeaways from the discussion you had with the participants. And if we have some time left, I think so, maybe we could even ask directly the participants if there's someone who wants to share what they have learned today. We can start from you, Mike, maybe? You want to start?
Yeah.
Microphone is coming because for the people online.
And for the stream.
I have to stand up, okay.
With the camera and okay.
Okay, I mean, we had a really, really active table here. We got a lot of questions about the Enterprise Europe Network. We did like a Enterprise Europe Network 101. And I hope we could bring across the main message of the Enterprise Europe Network, which is we are here in every region to support, not everybody. I think this is really, really important. We're only here for those who want to go international, who are ready to internationalize, to go abroad. Abroad meaning outside of their own country, their own region. We are the network. We know each other, and we can support wherever you go. I think that was the main message we tried to bring across here on the table.
Yes. Next, we go to the other table. Maybe Montse, you want to go ahead with a couple of takeaways? Gerard over there.
Yes.
To Montse.
You have to stand.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to stand when you speak because the cameras can
yes,
see you then.
Maybe one, just to gather one key point or question about, which is the role of the EEN, or how can we improve our services as well. So there are different topics, but for example, the last one we talked is about how we can support also policymakers in our region. I don't know where I have to, look here?
Over there. Will you just go ahead.
How we support our regional policymakers in order to understand better which are the problems of the SMEs, for example, because they live in the policy world and we live with the SMEs, and it's clear that it is not directly connected. Therefore, how we can also support policymakers to understand better which are the real problems of SMEs and how the policies are going into the SME activity. And we wanted to explain that this is another key role we have. We are the connection between the Commission, DG GROW in this case, and other activities, of course, with the SMEs directly. And this is one important power of the EEN, that we are a regional, we are people there in the region that may go directly to the Commission to ask things. So we are there to help policy in our regions, policymakers in our region, and to connect with SMEs. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Montse. And Raffaele, you want to add something maybe?
But a quick point also to mention, to include in the discussion is the power of the network as a network itself. So the capacity to link different competencies, different roles across Europe and beyond, and therefore assist in turn our final client. And there is, I guess, a growing interest in strengthening collaboration from our side and from the actors who are represented at this table with the network in order in turn to better our supporting services to local companies.
Of course. I don't know if Federica, you want to add maybe one last takeaway from the host?
Last point that was raised, it was the importance to connect the Enterprise Europe Network world with the non-European countries. So someone asked also this focus on this point, because it's very important to be connected outside. So why within the end there are so few non-European countries? So this is something that where we are working on, and we will reach also this goal, but it was a very important point focused.
Indeed, we are working hard to expand the network internationally. It's one of our priorities. Any of the participants who would like also to maybe share with the audience also at home who was not able to listen to the tables what you learned? Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, probably just to follow up on the question on the...
If you could also stand for the camera.
Yeah, sure. On the policy learning side of things, because that is actually quite irrelevant, and of course the policy learning towards the Commission is relevant, but we as an EEN partner in Baden-Württemberg, we have the specialty that we have the Regional Ministry of the Economy as a consortium partner, so that we can ensure that actually EEN services directly feed back also in regional policy making. And that is actually quite a unique setup, I think. It's not that common in the network, but it really adds value. And then you have the policy learning not just on the European level, but also on the regional level. And like this, it's actually really a good thing for our consortium at least. And I think it could be an example for other consortia, because it really increases the interaction and the learning vice versa, and understanding business and also understanding feedback and challenges and needs that they may have, and also challenges and needs that may arise regarding the EEN services that are being provided.
Indeed, one of the added values, I think, of the EEN is also to create the to work on regionalization. You create the connection also between actors in the region, even that might not even talk to each other otherwise. So this is a little bit also the added value of the network, indeed. Yes, one non-EEN member, please.
Arthur ten Wolde. Well, I don't think we are an EEN member, but I am the director of Ecopreneur Europe, Ecological Entrepreneurs, the European Sustainable Business Federation. We represent 3,500, mostly SMEs in 7 member states. And based on our experience, so these companies are all committed to sustainability. What we want, and we're trying to collaborate with the EEN on this, is to expand the services in general that are given to SMEs, because so much is now coming towards them. We're also talking to SME United, because this is a general problem for 25 million SMEs across all Europe. And what we would like to see is a whole network of at least 100 regional, not incubators, but circularity hubs and more general sustainability hubs that can answer questions about new regulations, but also about circularity, sustainability, access to finance. Because it was mentioned here that a lot of services are missing in many countries and many regions. And based on our experience in, for instance, the Netherlands, but also Germany and Flanders, we have concrete ideas on how to improve the situation in all the other regions.
Indeed, sustainability is definitely, we are strengthening our service on sustainability. We're focusing on resource efficiency, circularity, energy efficiency. We are launching now an action with the EEN to be able to provide vouchers to SMEs that they can use for energy efficiency projects. So we're putting more and more effort into it. And it's not only us doing it because it's a policy priority, but also because it's just a demand from the ground, obviously. So it's coming from two sides, and we see the need to do it on the ground. I think we don't have that much time left, or is there still time for one person, maybe? Anybody else who would like to share one takeaway? Okay, go ahead. Last, if you could stand also.
Yeah, I think I will sum something up. Yeah, just a short reflection, no? Which has to do with the role that the EEN could play in helping out when dealing with public procurement. Okay, as you know, in many cases, the publication of public tenders on the official journal is compulsory, but in the end, at least in my experience, it turns out not to be so efficient as it should be, no? Because normally both national or regional tenders fail to bring in competitors from other regions or other countries, no? So in this sense, some kind of service in order to facilitate teaming up, creating joint ventures or consortia for public procurement would be a clear role for the EEN. Okay, that's a suggestion.
Well, I can say that public procurement is indeed one of the focuses of the EEN. There are a lot of our members who are supporting SMEs in accessing public procurement as well. It's something we work on. It's not necessarily. Public procurement is still very different from region to region, so there's something we need to work on harmonization, but indeed it's one of the focuses of the EEN. So I can assure you there's work being done, and if you want, you can also discuss after the end of the session with our members to see what they are doing directly. And I think we need to wrap up, and to close, I wanted to show maybe on the screen, I've been told that we had a graphic wrap-up of the session that I think you can also see it from home.
Here is it.
There you go. So you see we have a graphic wrap-up of what we have discussed today and a little bit of a summary of what the EEN is, what the EEN does, what is the added value of the EEN for companies. And this wrap-up will also be available downstairs later for our Ideas Lounge. And I think it summarizes very well what we have discussed. We are also going to add the takeaways you just shared with us to maybe discuss, what could be things that the EEN should focus more in the future and how the network can evolve further. And I think that with this, we close the session. Our time is up, unfortunately, but I want to thank the participants for coming. I want to thank our table host for being with us and bearing with me with the organization of the session. And yes, thank you, and I hope to see you soon in the closing session of the SME Assembly, or if some of you participate in the EEN conference also later today in the continuation of the SME Week. Thank you.